we just finished our pizza at Pizza Napoli, and it was delicious. And it was the cutest little place. Like I said before, Taylor had the prosciutto pizza and I had the salami. We were supposed to split it, but never works out, and I like my own pizza, so we both ate the entire thing. We are now headed to the Basilica of Santa Croce, something like that, C-R-O-C-E, and some famous people are buried there, such as Michaelangelo and Machiavelli and someone else. I'll figure out who the other person is. A little impromptu Christmas market, and the church we're going to is right there in front of us. What is that? What are those? This is the Basilica we're about to go in, and it looks just like the Duomo. Same style of architecture. Well, here we are. It is about 1 or 2 p.m. and Taylor's already complaining about his waterlogged shoes because he keeps stepping in puddles that I literally don't understand how he possibly can step in them when they're so obviously there. Just kidding. So now, we collectively get the joy of listening to Taylor's feet being so cold that he can't carry on. Right, babe?
I need to go. Can you get the camera under the umbrella? My goodness.
The third famous person that is buried here that I couldn't remember is Galileo, which is pretty cool. So what did I say? Machiavelli, Galileo, and Michelangelo.
What did Galileo do?
Astronomy.
What kind of astronomy?
The stars. The moon. The galaxy.
How about that? The sun didn't revolve around the Earth, but instead the Earth revolved around the sun.
That's what I said. Just don't listen to anything I say. All I know is that those 3 people are buried here. What Galileo is famous for. Look, that is not my job today. My job is to show you the tombs. Inside, and you have to be silent. It's in church, so I wasn't really talking that much, but we found the Galileo, the Medicci, no, Machiavelli, and the Michaelangelo, but the Machiavelli, there's no signs of his grave, so I'm not sure what that means. That was just a tombstone or a memorial made for him, and now we are out in the gardens. Taylor claims this is Florence Nightingale. I will let him enlighten you on her background.
She started the Red Cross.
Oh yeah, you know, the one we went to in Geneva and learned all about, right?
Yeah.
Is that true though?
I don't know. We'll look it up. I think that's correct.
We are done with that basilica and it is not raining, so we're gonna take advantage of this. We are headed to this famous bridge. I believe it was the only bridge that was untouched during World War II. And I think it was the only one that wasn't bombed, if I remember correctly.
It's the only one that survived World War II bombing.
Got it. See? He's got it. I would like to find some coffee on the way because I am definitely hitting rock bottom right now. I am so tired. We only slept 5 hours last night and I'm feeling it. We have about 4 or 5 hours left in the city, so we gotta pick up the pace. We got quite a few things left on the list to do.
After we get some coffee, we are headed to the Medici's house. So the Medici's were this really rich family that ruled Florence from the mid 1400s to the mid 1700s. So nearly 300 years they ruled in Florence. We're gonna go check out their palace and see what's still there.
I've got my coffee fix and I got myself a cappuccino, and now we are about to walk across the bridge. Rain, rain, go away, come back another day. Okay, I have downed my coffee. We walked across the bridge and it was just some really expensive jewelry stores. And now we are at the Medicci castle, which is called like the Pitti Palace. It's in front of us now. And it's a bummer because it started to rain again, so everything is just so much harder when you're traveling, when it's raining, because I gotta keep this camera under the umbrella and I'm cold in my hands and there's a lot going on. So. Okay, we just got our tickets to the palace. Your options for tickets are entry to the palace, the Basilica gardens, or the museum. You could pay all 3 of those separately, or you could get the 3-pack that is in total cheaper, and it's 18 euros. We paid 10 euros each to get just into the palace since it's raining, and other people told us to skip the Basilica gardens. We're just gonna do the palace.
Museum. Show me what it used to look like when they used to live in here, even if you have to fake it with some fake furniture. I guess I'm always looking for something like Versailles. I just want to see what it looks like when they used to live in here, and I can never get that.
We have entered another part of the palace, and I swear if this is the part of the palace that actually shows it the way that it used to be, I'm gonna be real mad that we spent our time upstairs in the gallery. Well, if anyone cares about my final thoughts about that place, The outside was really cool and the inside was really cool in regards to each room and the wall paper and the chandeliers and stuff, but I just wish more of it was how the palace looked like back then. And I wish we would have found the apartments first, so sorry about jumping to conclusions that we had not found the apartments. But for 10 euros, it was mainly just a museum, like a gallery, which we know I'm not the biggest fan of, so I would probably skip it. I'd probably come here and just take a picture on the outside and look at it really quick, but then I'd move on. But if you're here in the summer, maybe check out the Boboli Gardens, because that might be really beautiful. It just didn't seem worth it since it was raining for us. So that is my 2 cents. Do you have any input?
Yeah, we should have listened to our friend's advice and probably skip this one. I mean, unless you're a huge art buff, like Janella said, it is more of a museum than a palace that has anything to do with the Mediccis, and we're kind of over art in general. So now we're going to head to the Hard Rock Cafe to get a souvenir. We'll have to cross back over Ponte Vecchio, and then we're gonna go see David.
Oh yeah, the statue of David, which we probably have to pay for to get into the museum again, and all I literally want to see is the statue of David, but it's fine. I think, what time is it?
4:45.
It's 4:45 and our train leaves at 7:30, so we have plenty of time to do those 2 things and then maybe one other thing. And we gotta figure out what we're doing for dinner. I'm not hungry at all, but our train is from 7:30 to 8:30, so we gotta figure out if we're gonna have dinner before we leave on the train or once we get back to Pisa. But yeah, the sunset is just so beautiful right now. And I can't believe that it finally cleared up, so it's still a little chilly though. Oh well. All right, let's head to the Hard Rock. We just paid 12 euros each to see the statue directly in front of us, just to see David. We have spent so much money today, but it's fine. We're on vacation, right?
That's actually way more impressive than I was imagining it would be. It's way bigger than I expected, and it's just very detailed for carving it out of a single piece of marble.
If you didn't know, that's actually David from the David and Goliath story, which I literally had no idea. But he has the sling on and he has the rocks that he killed Goliath with, so now it makes sense. And it's really, really cool. It's worth the 12 euros to come in here. There's still a whole other museum, but just to come see that, it's definitely worth it. It is once in a lifetime piece, and it was carved out of one piece of marble.
Wow, that was a huge success. Even for the 24 euro, definitely worth it just to see David. Very impressive. We're still pretty full from our pizza that we had for lunch, but we can't pass up gelato. So we're on our way to see another Basilica, but as we go, we're gonna keep an eye out for some gelato and scoop some up. We have secured the gelato. I got half and half with stracciatella and cream of Florence, and Janella got stracciatella and
cherry.
We are headed to the last plaza. There's just a plaza to hang out. We have an hour before our train leaves, so we're gonna go check that out for a few minutes and then head to the train station. how you do Florence in 12 hours in the rain.
Yeah, I feel like we did a lot. We had a wonderful day. We saw everything we needed to see. And now back to home base of Pisa.
We made it back to the Airbnb on the way home. We picked up dinner, Oreos and bananas, and some bars. We don't have any food here. We're still pretty full from the pizza and gelato, but just in case, figured we'll have some extras. It is about 9 o'clock. We're both exhausted. We need to shower. We have to get up early because our train tomorrow is at 7:30 to Cicatere. So we're gonna call it a night and we will pick you guys up tomorrow morning.